Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2024 General Assembly of the Global Society for Regulatory Science and of Food. I'm Dr. Wiem Bissouma from Tunisia. I hold a doctorate in agronomic science and sanitary engineering. I'm currently work as the subdirector of chemical and biological control of products at the National Agency of Risk Assessment in Tunisia. Since 2020, I've had the honor of being a founding member of the Global Society of Regulatory Science of Food. Additionally, I represent Tunisia at the focal point within the Arab Task Force for Food Safety, and my expertise extends to serving as an expert for the Codex Arab Initiative for the Middle East and North Africa. Previously, I took a significant role of government coordinator for assessment of food safety system in Tunisia by using the FAO and the WHO tools. Thank you, and I give the floor for other members. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wiem. And I omitted to mention that Nouri Grass is in fact Vice President of the board. And also Wiem, so Dr. Wiem Bissouma is in fact an executive secretary within the board. I'm going to move to China now, where Professor Jianxi Chen, I believe, is with us. And I'm going to give you the floor, Professor Chen, to introduce yourself as the honorary president of our organization and one of its key founders.
Hi, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here with you in the General Assembly. I'm Jianxi Chen with the China National Center for Food Safety Risk Assessment. I'm basically a toxicologist and working in the field of risk assessment and also food safety standard establishment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chen. Then I'm going to go actually try to survey if other of our board members are here. I don't know if Dr. Pamela Byrne has joined.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody who's joined us for the General Assembly of GFoRSS. It's my absolute pleasure to be with you today. I am the Vice President of the board of GFoRSS. I'm delighted and honoured and very privileged to hold this because we have a really important issue and task in hand, and it's bringing together the community of regulatory scientists from right across the globe. And it's a journey that we began a number of years ago, and I'm delighted to see that GFoRSS has grown and evolved over the last number of years. And for me, as the CEO of the Food Safety Authority of Ireland, a small island off the coast of the European continent, it is very important for us to connect in with our colleagues internationally. My organisation has been in place for 25 years. We are responsible for risk management, risk assessment and risk communication, all of which very much relies on regulatory science in order to inform our decision making and indeed our activities. So thank you very much, and delighted to be here with you today.
Thank you very much, Pamela. And again, very thankful to you and to you all for joining. Moving again, I'm trying to survey the screen. I believe that Zainab Al-Bouchikhi is with us as well from Morocco.
Yes, good morning, Sam. Good morning, everyone. My name is Zainab Al-Bouchikhi. I am from Morocco. I am an engineer, food technologist. Actually, I'm the head of Cooperation and Communication Division at ONSA. ONSA is the National Food Safety Authority in Morocco. So I had the big honor to be since the beginning with this great team when GFoRSS was created. When Sam first talked to us about the goals and objectives of GFoRSS, I trust immediately in this project and get very excited because I believe that with various and motivated experts from different countries, which is a big value for GFoRSS, we can give a lot and share our knowledge to develop together a new vision to promote the development of competencies, the know-how and the knowledge, and modernize the food control system as best as we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zainab. We're going to move to India. I don't know if Dr. Kaushik Banerjee has managed to join us. Don't believe that we have maybe Kaushik with us. So I'm going to go back maybe now to Lebanon. Is Joyce Haddad with us? I believe Joyce is not with us as either, unfortunately. And I know that Scott Carrera from Australia has also indicated that he would not be able to join, another of our board members. And the treasurer of the organization, Greg Powley, was traveling. I believe he either has just landed or will be landing soon. So whenever he's going to be able to join, we will definitely welcome Greg. So you see on the screen right now, in fact, your board members represented. So I'm very thankful to all colleagues and friends who have managed to join. And again, a warm welcome to all our members from wherever you are around the world. I'm hoping that your number will continue to increase throughout the next hour, hour and a half of this annual meeting. So again, beyond an obligation that is set, in fact, in the Non-for-Profit Corporations Act that governs the organization of the Global Food Regulatory Science Society, this meeting is also an opportunity for us to get the members together beyond the various events that we have the opportunities to organize, and to dedicate this event primarily to hearing from you, but also to providing you some updates. Previously, in previous years, we had the privilege to do that part of annual events that we used to organize physically or in a hybrid mode. We have not had the opportunity to organize an annual meeting in 2023. In fact, the last time we managed to get together was in October, early November 2022. And that's why we have elected to have an early virtual General Assembly of members for 2024. So as I mentioned, this is also an opportunity for us to look back. And I've heard many of the board members reminiscing essentially as to how this journey brought us here. For those of you who recall, the creation of the Global Food Regulatory Science Society resulted from some discussions between regulators, former regulators, academics, members of the now what we call the food regulatory science community, who've acknowledged that while there are various organizations that tend to bring together food scientists from different parts of the world, the particular disciplines of what we called food regulatory science, essentially any scientific discipline that underpins food regulatory decisions, did not have a home. And that was one of the initial drivers that led us to consider the creation of the society. On top of that, we have all acknowledged that the area of food regulatory science requires several investments in competencies, in capacities, in knowledge, and particularly in sharing this knowledge. And that's what we are hoping that our organization will have a strong contribution towards. So without further ado, what I would like to do is basically to have a short retrospect in the form of a presentation that will be made available also on our website, where we can review some of the major achievements of GFoRSS over the past period. So again, we'll be structuring this summary of accomplishment along the various areas of activities of GFoRSS in knowledge generation, knowledge dissemination, capacity development, network development, but also we'll discuss some of the strategic partnerships that our organization has managed to develop over the past period. And we will discuss then with the membership the further areas of development where we would like to take GFoRSS towards for the upcoming period. So if we review what the organization has been doing over the past period, it is with no secret that as an organization that does not rely on any membership fees, we needed to base our activities on revenue that would be generated primarily from initiatives that we deliver. And as an organization, we have been quite fortunate that a number of donor agencies had an interest in the work that we do and in the mandate of the organization and solicited us to be the contributors or the major delivering partner in some of the capacity building programs touching on food regulatory science. One of the most important initiatives that we have been involved in and we continue to be involved in is the Codex Outreach Program. It is in fact an initiative that supports us in knowledge generation and capacity development at the same time. This is an initiative that we started primarily focusing on a region of the world that is the Near East, primarily the Arab countries, so essentially countries of the League of Arab States, but that was then expanded to cover countries of Asia and countries of the Southwest Pacific region. This initiative is implemented by GFoRSS in collaboration with Land O'Lakes Venture 37 and the Food Risk Analysis and Regulatory Excellence platform of Laval University Parera. We have also enjoyed in the delivery of this initiative the partnerships of several regional organizations. I would like to mention primarily in the Arab region, ETSMO, the Arab Industrial Development, Standardization and Mining Organization. Also in the Arab region, we have benefited and enjoyed the partnership of the GCC, so the Gulf Cooperation Council Standardization Organization, so the GSO. And also we have been seeking the partnership and we have developed also several collaborations with ILSI Southeast Asia region in the implementation of the Asia Initiative. Throughout the development of the Southwest Pacific Codex Initiative, beyond the governments of the various countries, we have been also developing a collaboration with the Pacific Island Forum. You can actually visit the various links that are present on this slide, which you will access on our website shortly, in order to see the various outputs of this initiative. What this initiative really aims to do is really to develop communities of practice of Codex within these regions, enhance the capacities of Codex programs, but also contribute to a better coordination and collaboration amongst Codex programs in the targeted regions. We have also devoted some attention to food laboratory science as part of our efforts, again, of knowledge generation and capacity development. And I believe that an initiative is worthy to be mentioned, and that's an initiative that we implemented in the African continent throughout 2020, so the first year of our existence, and 2021, where essentially we worked with over 160 participants from African countries, working in various laboratories involved in regulating or managing foods. And we have developed both an online training program. Obviously, like every other organization, we had to adapt our mode of delivery during the COVID pandemic. But then there was a selection of about 10 participants amongst the 160 that contributed in the online training, and we managed to deliver a face-to-face and I would say practical program in collaboration with the Dubai Central Laboratories in 2022. And in fact, this training aimed primarily to prepare competencies or to enhance competencies in chromatography-based analytical methods targeting contaminants in food, mainly LC-MS, but also ELISA-based techniques. And we have enjoyed the partnership of both the Waters Corporation as well as our BioPharm. Now, this program would not have been possible without the funding support from the United States Department of Agriculture, the Foreign Agriculture Service, but also the United States Agency for International Development. I probably omitted, and that's a big omission on my part, to mention that the Codex Outreach Program is funded by the United States Codex Office. Now, as part of our mission as well, we are hoping to contribute to the creation and the maintenance of networks in food regulatory science. And in the context of food laboratory science, we have been working with AOAC International, and we supported, in fact, the creation of sections within AOAC International focused on some geographic areas. The 19th section of AOAC International was created in March of 2022, and in fact is the Arab section of AOAC International. We have managed to increase the membership of the Arab region in AOAC, moving from 19 members, I believe, before the creation of the section to over 70 members. And I believe now that the members of the Arab section exceed 100 partners in this particular region. We are now working in a similar fashion, but adapting our approach to create a similar network in food laboratory science in the Southwest Pacific region where this need has been expressed. And you can also visit this specific link where you can review some of the activities of the Arab section of AOAC International. Now, continuing on the area of food laboratory science, we continue to invest in knowledge dissemination and practical implementation of various projects. Again, working to not only enhance food laboratory science, but also other areas of food regulatory science. Risk assessment, we know, is an area that requires further attention, both in capacity building, competency development, but also all the underpinning requirements of risk assessment. As we know, we cannot carry out a risk assessment if we don't have competencies, but if we don't have data. And on the data collection effort, we focused our activities mostly on food occurrence data, as well as supporting the availability of food consumption information that is a critical element to be able to estimate exposure. And in both areas, we're working both on the methodological aspects, but also the support to the development and availability and accessibility of data to food risk assessors. Now, as part of our collaborations and to sustain our efforts, particularly in training in food laboratory science, we have enjoyed the development of a new partnership with the Jordan Armed Forces and particularly their military laboratories. We were very much impressed with the capacity that exists in Jordan, and also we wanted to benefit from the easy accessibility and the openness of Jordan as a country that allows actually to visit the country with more ease. And that's actually quite conducive to the organization of capacity building programs and the delivery of these capacity building programs targeting several countries. Now, what we are hoping to achieve through this partnership is the development of a center of excellence in the area of food laboratory science, dedicated not only to training and capacity building, but also to application development, and why not a contribution to data collection through, again, food laboratory science. Now, throughout the life of the organization, we have tried to put an emphasis on sharing the information, sharing the knowledge. And we have invested in a modest e-learning platform that, in fact, was the host of various of our learning initiatives, whether be it the laboratory-related training programs or the food risk assessment training activities. And we will be working more now towards making available in an open access fashion these resources, but also working to certify the competencies that would have been acquired as a result of following these e-learning programs. We have also invested, and many of the board members, many of the members of GFoRSS were able to contribute or to lead the hosting of webinars that were periodically organized and that were made available either through this medium, meaning Zoom, or made available actually on the YouTube channel of GFoRSS. This is another area where we would like to put further emphasis. We have grown our presence on YouTube. Now I believe, enjoy a little bit over 450 subscribers. It's not a lot, but when we consider that this was done without any particular, I would say, effort to seek subscribers, those subscribers are interested parties, and we hope that they have been enjoying the programs and the various initiatives that have been broadcast live. And we will be working further, and we would like to hear from you where you would like us to direct our attention in terms of these type of knowledge dissemination efforts. Continuing on the network development. So, of course, as I mentioned, we were not able to have our annual meeting last year, but in 2021 and 2022, we were fortunate to organize, even in 2021, some aspects of the meeting face-to-face despite the pandemic, but all the meetings were held in a hybrid mode. And now we are, in fact, emphasizing the reliance on this hybrid mode. Even when we organize face-to-face meeting, we try to have the meeting broadcast or the meeting accessible by a virtual means in order to maximize the participation of our membership. In terms of strategic partnerships, as you know, an organization such as ours, still a young organization, still trying to hopefully have a mark in the area of food regulatory science and in the area of competency development, knowledge generation, and dissemination. We have been seeking, and we have enjoyed, in fact, the partnership of a number of organizations and governments. I have mentioned the Arab Industrial Development Standardization and Mining Organization as a strategic partner of ours in the Arab region, but also the GSO. Both organizations have been critical in the delivery not only of the Codex outreach program, but also of various capacity building initiatives targeting the region. The United States Department of Agriculture, whether it be through the Foreign Agriculture Service or the US Codex Office, have been really a great supporter of various initiatives through funding, but also through advice and counseling. And we consider that also a strategic partnership. We have managed to sign a number of MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding, with governments, with the Ministry of Health in the Republic of Lebanon, with the Ministry of Agriculture and the National Institute of Food Safety in Suriname, also with the military laboratories of the Jordan Armed Forces. And we are right now exploring the development of similar partnerships, not only in the Arab region, but also in Africa and in other parts of Latin America and the Caribbean. Now, in terms of our membership, and I'm coming really to the end of this presentation, our membership has grown, and we have reached right now over 200 members. that are spread over 45 countries and spanning all continents. Perhaps the continent where we are the least present is Europe, and we will have to deploy more efforts, hopefully, to recruit more memberships and also to benefit from the expertise and from the pool of knowledge that is available throughout the European continent. But again, the membership has grown and continues to grow. But what we would like now to hear from you as members is whether you are finding the real value addition from your membership in GFoRSS and where you would like this value addition to be further maximized. Now, in terms of the organization, we have, of course, attempted to adhere to the values of the organizations, and one of them is transparency. All the meetings of the board of directors of GFoRSS are available in terms of their records of decisions, our procedures, our protocols, all the various aspects of the governance and the decision-making process is essentially documented and made available to you. And we will strive to maintain this level of transparency such that you have access as members to all the elements that can explain to you why we are doing certain things or why we are directing the organization to move in certain directions. And of course, we are always welcoming your input and your suggestions as to how we can improve this effort of transparency. Now, this actually brings me to the end of this part of the program dedicated to reviewing the achievements of the organization. And we will be ready now to hear from you. Again, we would like to maximize the efforts and the contribution of the organization. I would like to express my thanks to all my fellow members of the board of directors for their support, for their commitment to the organization. Also express the support to all the members that have been engaged and that have been committed in various initiatives, various activities of GFoRSS. Now I would like to open actually the floor to my fellow members of the board. Maybe perhaps starting with our honorary president, our two vice presidents, Pam and Nouri. If you have any additional points that you would like to make or any comments, by all means, please feel free to contribute. Professor Chen, I don't know if you are with us and you can hear me.
Okay. I would like to emphasize the importance of this Codex program. Codex is a global food standard organization. It's actually it's the intergovernment organization, and its achievements, especially the speed and the volume of the standard that could be developed and agreed by the member countries depend on the capacity of the government delegation. So I think this GFoRSS has made a great achievements in promoting the capacity building in the Codex for some of those developing countries, especially in the Africa and the Arabic countries. And I hope this initiative will continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chen. And I'm going to move maybe, I don't know, Pam, Nouri as vice presidents of the board, if you have any additional comments.
Yes,
Nouri?
thank you, Sam. Yes, I think that this community, it's quite important that we could work in some issues that are internationally going on, and some countries has much more experience than others, like risk assessment, for instance, that we could share information of the different regions in order to could achieve the regulations and what we need to achieve, as also you are with Codex. Then I think that maybe to work together in risk assessment. And another issue that I think that is very important, it's maybe to start to work more in food fraud. Because as food fraud is increasing due to the global interchange of products, maybe with this international community that we have through GFoRSS, we could start to collaborate in this way.
Thank you.
Using these networks, because
yes,
it's not so easy to have these networks, and as we have this strong network of we can work more together in these two issues.
Absolutely, thank you. And again, I think you mentioned two of the areas that require really coalescing quite a bit of capacities, competencies, and also to reach out. Food fraud is very much related to the information that we can collect and the early warnings that we might have about issues that might be happening. And definitely our organization could be a contributor in this area. And it is also an area of interest, even within the Codex context. It has been, at least, and it will continue to be within the CC-FIX discussions as well. So thank you for that.
Yes, but we need, I am saying in the way that we need the collaboration of the members.
Of the members, absolutely.
Yes, as today we are in the General Assembly, we need their collaboration. We need to work actively with them.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping that we're going to be hearing from the members who have managed to join us today about where they would like us to go and how they could contribute potentially more in the life of the organization. Pam, I'm sorry, I'm actually putting all my fellow colleagues on the spot here. So
that's fine.
If you have any additions, please.
Yeah, that's no problem, Sam. And before you hand over to the members, I think the point that Nouri made is really important. This is a membership organization. It's a society made up of people who are interested in the whole area of regulatory science, who are generating the data that will be so critical to inform the risk assessments that we are doing, that we will have to do in the future, and also in the context of what is, excuse me, a very evolving food system globally. So having the opportunity through GFoRSS to connect a global network of scientists is going to be really important. And I think I describe GFoRSS in these early years as almost akin to a startup business, where we have been demonstrating, and I think through Sam's leadership and others as well, how we can generate new knowledge, how we can build capacity, how we can also disseminate that knowledge through the various different initiatives that Sam laid out at the outset, and indeed then also how we can build the network. And of course, we really are only at the beginning with 200 members, but we're across 45 countries. And in a very short space of time, we have managed to pull together a large group of individuals across a very diverse geographical distribution. And of course, we can always do better in terms of geographical distribution and diversity, because our food system is a global food system. And we have to, as risk assessors, as risk managers, and regulatory scientists within that global food system, recognize that diversity in terms of how we consume our food, the potential environment within which our food is grown, and how that environment may impact negatively or positively the quality and the safety of our food. And of course, then how we as scientists can really share and exchange how we do a risk assessment in our countries to really learn from one another, and where possible, take the best of what we do and bring all of that together to really bring a more global approach to not just the science, but how do we use the science? How do we make sure that we manage for many of the uncertainties that arise in all of what we do? So I think underpinning that, Sam, is going to be, the strategic partnerships that you spoke about, because those are the partnerships that really will help lift the work of the society. And I think perhaps maybe if I was to suggest the next part of our journey as a society collectively with the support of the members is very much to set out very clearly our strategy. So what are we going to do within the next 3 years? How might we achieve that? Who do we need to engage with in order to achieve that? So we're setting ourselves a destination, maybe, and that we understand and set out very clearly the roadmap that will get us to that destination. And maybe the input of the assembly members would be very interesting in that regard. So thank you very much, Sam, for your leadership. Thank you also to our colleagues on the board who've really helped, I think, move this forward. But I think most important in any organization are the members, and to really see if we can really develop a deeper and more meaningful engagement with the members, because it is your society. It's a society you wish to move forward. And we hope that you've received a benefit from it so far, but really, in order for us to maximize those benefits, you need to be very much guiding us in terms of the direction of travel. So thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pam, for these remarks. And definitely, I echo your point that I think, we will be relying very much on the members to guide us in this direction, but also hopefully also to create a clear direction of what we would like to achieve for the upcoming period. I know that I believe Zainab, you are still with us. If you'd like to comment before we, and I'm actually using this time basically to make sure that our members are ready with their comments and questions. So please actually raise your hands for those of you who would like to contribute. But please.
Thank you, Sam. I think over the past 3 years, GFoRSS has embarked in a remarkable journey to enhance food regulatory science disciplines through robust knowledge generation, capacity development, and establishment of strategic networks and partnerships with 45 countries. Today, we stand proud of the strides we have made in promoting the critical work on food risk, food assessment, and risk analysis also. The development of training material and the fostering of food laboratory sciences. We have seen the successful implementation of initiatives across various regions, including our Codex outreach program. The establishment also of the Center of Food Laboratory Science in collaboration with Jordan Armed Force Military Laboratory and the advance of a learning platform that has become a beacon of knowledge for food regulatory professionals worldwide. Thank you, Sam. I give the floor for our colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Wiam, for those comments and for your words of encouragement as well. Zainab,
Yeah,
if you're still with us as well, if you can actually,
yes,
if you can benefit also from your comments.
Actually, you have said everything. So I just want to add, we have in a short time in these few years realized many achievements. And I would really like to take this opportunity to thank your team who is behind Khalfa Sitar, behind the screen, Hajar, Eli, Amin, Mu'taz, who are doing very great job. I think now the most important point in this meeting is to listen to our members, to other members who are present with us, to say, to give us their feedback, to give us ideas how to improve what we are already doing. So we are waiting to listen to them. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Zainab, again, for your words of encouragement and for your support. And actually, I would like really to express my thanks to all the board members for all your commitment, your support throughout this period. Also, the members who have been quite active and working in the various areas of capacity building, training, delivery, training, development. I'm not going to be mentioning any names here because otherwise, the list will be too long. But this organization would not have been able to deliver any of the activities or any of the commitments that we've made without really the contribution of the experts from the various regions in the world. And definitely, the experts are, in fact, members. Now is the time essentially to open the floor to our members. I hope that there are some hands that are up for taking the floor.
You have two hands up.
Perfect. Jayadev, hello.
Good morning, Sammy. This is Jayadev Raju from Health Canada. I'm really pleased to be here, and I've known Sammy for many years when I started my career in food safety. And I do believe safe food is one way that we can bring the world together. And in whatever way I can help, it'll be my pleasure to serve on this organization and do some tasks, some palpable tasks. And I always have some ideas, and I hope those ideas can come forth as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jayadev. And in fact, actually, you're offering me a great segue because we will have, in fact, a number of positions that are vacant on the board of directors, and for which, in fact, we will be soliciting candidacies from the membership prior to actually proceeding to a vote for basically the renewal or I guess, adaptation of the composition of the board of directors of GFoRSS. So for those of you who have interest and who are affiliated members, you will be receiving communication from the Secretariat of GFoRSS, and hopefully you will communicate to us your interest to join. There was a second hand up, I guess. So
hello, my name is Ahmed Ashraf. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I work for the Egyptian National Food Safety Authority in Egypt, Alexandria. And I'm really happy that you have invited me, and I'd like to thank everyone. My question was actually answered just moments ago. I was wondering if I could contribute by any meaning to the organization. I have a lot of energy that I want to make use of it, and like for any tasks, any surveillance studies, any global studies that I can contribute from my aspect. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Dr. Ahmed. And again, very thankful to you as well to join us during this assembly of members. I guess, in fact, in terms of contributions, obviously, when there are initiatives that are already funded and set, and the organization is attempting to deliver that, we will be calling on the expertise that is available. And in fact, there are a number of ideas that have been shared with us as to how we can maximize the reliance of the broad expertise that is out there. One of the ideas is essentially to start creating this pool of experts. We started in a way, but we did not structure it. So we will maximize, in fact, the use of the information that is provided to us in terms of the skill sets and the expertise of the various members, such that we are able to call upon you whenever needed for efforts of delivery of some of the initiatives that we have. But by the same token as well, where we invite you to do is also to help us direct the organization towards areas where you know that there is a need. Even if we don't have funding, we could actually work together towards gathering or essentially soliciting that funding. This is going to be even more successful if we know that the area is truly relevant and it is addressing the need. So I'm just going to go back if there is, I believe, Nasiru. Nasiru has his hand up, please. Just going to try to make sure that the microphones are working. So while maybe we work out the technique, Karima, I believe, has raised her hand. So please.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Just to say some words to congratulate GFoRSS for all the effort done and all the work that we done by GFoRSS, especially in the Arab region. And I want to mention the training that we have done about risk assessment. So we are very, very happy about this training. And now we are able to do risk assessment in our country. So it was a very interesting project done by GFoRSS, and also for the codex activities that we continue to do with the Arab region.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Karima. And truly, I think actually that's one of the best testaments that we can have, which is essentially that this is actually producing tangible and impactful results on the capacity in the various countries. And we hope that we will continue to do that and we will increase that particular impact. Srinivas Joshi from India, I believe, is with us. And actually, Srinivas has been definitely a partner of the organization, a very active member, supporting us in delivering several initiatives in food laboratory science. So Srinivas, please.
Hi, Samuel.
Hello, Srinivas.
Yeah, it was always great. It's always great working with GFoRSS, and various initiatives have been taken by GFoRSS. One small suggestion: in the analytical world, what we see is basically a challenge pertaining to the harmonization of the methods vis-a-vis the different commodities. Vis-a-vis and the target compounds. So why don't GFoRSS can take this initiative basically to facilitate the international trade?
Thank you, Srinivas, for that. Definitely, I mean, we'll take that as an area. Now, if I may comment like briefly on that, of course, our association with AOAC International is very much meant to help us achieve that, and it was really for that purpose that we created the Arab section, and we are also working towards the creation of the Southwest Pacific section. But now, after the creation and the initial stages, some of the things that we would like to do is really devoting now some efforts in order to, first of all, make available reliable methodologies that would allow the collection of the data needed to make the decisions in those regions, but also to the extent possible, lead to the standardization of these methods, meaning their recognition by the standards bodies of these respective regions, such that basically we aim towards the harmonization that you are indicating. So definitely a great suggestion, Srinivas.
Basically, most of the trading partners are looking for a kind of a third-party independent laboratory which can help them for the market access in that specific geography.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we know how methods play a clear role, and discrepancies in methods actually can be critical in sometimes the rejection of a shipment between two jurisdictions. So, very important area. Thank you. I believe Raoul Basile has requested the floor. So please. I don't know if we can hear Raoul. While maybe Raoul is trying to set the microphone, I believe Raviraj Shinde, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, hi, Professor Samuel. Good evening. Hope I'm audible. Hello. Hope
Can
I'm
you
audible?
Yeah, we can hear you, but if you can be a little bit clearer.
Yeah, sorry. Just I'm in traveling, so it's just network error. But just I would like to mention that it's always a pleasure to be a part of such a great organization, and I would like to say the congratulations to you and all our members who has done very like many things, and these are the like useful for the society as well as many like scientific community as well as society. But just I would like to mention as I'm working in now currently in Perkin-Elmer, my area of expertise in the like food safety, especially for the method development, validation for inter-laboratory and intra-laboratory. In the last section, what we can see the from pesticide to till the microgreen and all these things. Just I would like to say, if anything is there where I can contribute or where I can be a part, it's always be a pleasure for me. And secondly, also about our journal, like GFoRSS journal. If also I can contribute anywhere in our journal or any other things, I will be always, it will be a pleasure for me. And secondly, just one thought sharing from my side. Although we are doing so many programs, but if we can start any monthly or by like after 2 months, any lecture series where we can share the hot topics or new trends in the area of the science or regulatory requirements. So it will be the great things to the all over the world where people are participating in our like organization. So that's from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Raviraj, for that. Very much appreciated. Nasiru, if you're still with us and potentially able.
Okay, hello, Prof. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, greetings, whatever time of the day over there.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, that's good. So we are together at APRAF, October, in Cairo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So I first want to appreciate my being here. My presence is highly being appreciated from my own side here. It's a good experience to work with GFoRSS. I have benefited in the last training made. We have really benefited. So with the new members, we have some areas we feel we can contribute from our various aspects of professions. At the same time, to also seek some areas of collaboration from GFoRSS, I mean support. Like as we know in my own country from Nigeria, I work with National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and we have the area we may need support in two aspects. One is on the National Food Safety Control System, because we have an informal system that requires some regulatory approach, a different regulatory approach to the existing one. Then secondly, on the issue of risk-based approach to regulations. I think basically these are some of the two areas that from my side, we will really appreciate GFoRSS to look at the possibility of giving us support in that angle. Thank you so much. It's a nice experience being with GFoRSS. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nasiru. And it's great to hear you again. And definitely, even though I did not actually put an emphasis on it in our updates, I mean, Africa is an area where we would like to see the organization further develop. We had the opportunity to be a modest, but nonetheless, hopefully impactful contributor to the organization of the African Food Regulatory Authorities Forum, which was spearheaded by the African Union Commission, as well as the National Food Safety Authority in Egypt. So what we are hoping is, in fact, to leverage that participation and that contribution, and to be able to have a stronger contribution in Africa to building the food safety regulatory capacities. We know that the implementation of the Continental Free Trade Agreement will be requiring a lot of investments in the food regulatory capacity to be developed, to be harmonized across the continent. And I think that our organization, with its membership, hopefully will be able to offer some solutions and some contributions in that regard. Any more interventions or? Okay, so I think actually we'll maybe have a short pause before we move to the next segment. Welcome back. So I guess I don't know if there are any more requests to the floor. I don't see any. So I think this is a good enough time really to now move to the next step. I mean, we've heard a number of interesting suggestions and recommendations, and what we invite you to do is definitely to also convey to us your ideas and your suggestions in writing. You can write to us at operations@gforss.org. That's an email that is monitored by several colleagues from the board and essentially colleagues who are overseeing the operations of GFoRSS. And definitely any type of comment will be considered. So again, if I attempt to summarize what we've heard, again, as an organization that is growing, what we hope to do is now to move to the next phase and to be perhaps not only directed by the sources of funding that we receive, but also by a strategic direction that we shape to ourselves based on an analysis of the needs and based on essentially an identification of areas where our action would be hopefully most relevant and impactful. Continued investment in areas where we've been present, like risk assessment capacity. I believe that that need will continue. And I think our modest contribution can be even furthered, both in capacity development and in data generation. We've heard the interest of mobilizing the membership, perhaps to have a stronger contribution to addressing food fraud, efforts in harmonization of methods, efforts as well in making regulatory requirements in various parts of the world better known to the community, and perhaps even organizing more frequent events. I've heard monthly events or webinars or essentially symposia that we could hold to the membership to address some of these needs. I see actually that there was a hand raised from one of our members, Dr. Ruba Gusous from Jordan. Ruba, if you are with us and you would like to intervene, we can still take your intervention, please.
Hello, Samuel, and hello, everybody. My intervention was only to thank you and the board for all the efforts that had been done for the region and for the whole members of the GFoRSS family. I hope that it will grow and more members from other countries, especially countries that are in need of this training. Thank you very much, and sorry for the interruption. Hello?
Yes, we hear you. We hear you, Ruba. We got a short interruption, but we can still hear you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Very, very thankful for your warm comments and again, your encouragements. I mean, all these words mean a lot to us and definitely are a big driver for our continued commitment. And we look forward really to having many more of the members join and work with us and move forward our food regulatory science disciplines. Now, in terms of the next steps, in fact, this gives me kind of a good segue as well. Your members of the board have expressed the interest to serve another term, another 3-year term for the organization. So we will be organizing a vote on the board of directors, basically asking to reconduct the board for another term. But as I indicated as well, we have vacancies in the board of directors. And we would like to address these vacancies through candidates, self-identified candidates from the affiliate members pool. So here you will be receiving a communication from GFoRSS asking you to consider being a member of the board of directors, but you will also be receiving communication for the organization of the vote. I believe now we are not able to ascertain at this time whether we have quorum of all the affiliate members in order to organize the vote. So it would be much better, and again, also to meet all the legal obligations, that this vote be organized subsequent to this Assembly of Members meeting and to be held electronically. So please watch for the email communication that will be reaching you in order to vote on the Board of Directors mandate. I believe that with that, we have in fact reached the end of the planned activities that we had for this Assembly of Members. Again, very thankful for your support, very thankful to all those who managed to join us, and we look forward to our continued journey in promoting food regulatory science as part of the Global Food Regulatory Science Society. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening, afternoon, day, wherever you are around the world. Thank you.
The Global Food Regulatory Science Society. GFoRSS mission includes knowledge generation and dissemination, underpinning food regulatory decisions, in support of food control systems. Consistent reliance on food regulatory sciences enables robust food control programs.